What's going on, Raider Nation? Yeah, I just got back. I was at the game, for those of you wondering. But this one, it hurts. Thanks once again to the fan who gave the ticket and whatnot. Thank you again. But it hurts. This one, I think we all know what happened this game. Do I need to really go too deep? This, it's demoralizing to lose like that. You know, too many games like San Jose State would pull these kind of losses. Luckily, some games turned into wins, but those close games. Remember when I said the close game is going to come back to haunt us, and it finally did. Finally, one of those close games came back to haunt us, and it's over. I really feel our season's over. I just don't have any faith. I know mathematically we're not out. You could point out all you want, but I'm not convinced. The other guys are not going to lose. I doubt that the Jets are going to lose to the Giants or the Broncos are going to lose their next two games. They're playing some pretty weak opponents, and I just don't see it happening. I don't. It's depressing. It really is depressing to think that this team could not finish this game. Few positives this game, I will say. For the most part, if it weren't for that fumble, Darius Heyward-Bey was pretty positive. The game had a nice game, had a few nice grabs. Just that fumble, yeah, that freaking fumble hurt. And eventually we got a touchdown back eventually on defense, but yeah, the fumble, that's the only thing that hurt there. The other positive, Carson Palmer. For the most part, Carson Palmer was very solid. You can look at his, I think, completion percentage. You can look at the yards he had this game. For the most part, his game was fine. It wasn't him that was the issue this game. You can't blame him for too much. Going on to the negatives, though, there were a lot. First of all, special teams. There were some times I thought that our punt returning could have fair caught the ball up rather than have it bounce to the inside the 10. So there were some pretty dumb kick returns I thought we made, so I didn't like some of the special teams from that perspective. Of course, the big negative also, it was the defense. This is primarily Rolando McClain partially, and just covering the huge plays. There was a lot of home run plays that happened this game, especially in the first half. Giving up these lobbed passes, and Calvin Johnson beat us with the vertical game. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts that this team. You have safeties back there, and you're not going to cover. I think Rolando McClain was on the field on that catch by Johnson near the end. That was pathetic. It was underthrown, and I thought they could have knocked that down, but Megatron caught the ball and set up the eventual touchdown. Now that it hurts. I really don't know what else to say. The biggest negative, of course, is Stanford route. A lot of penalties on him. He was way too aggressive toward the ball this game. Horrible game for Stanford route. He had one or two nice plays, but I'm pretty sure he was responsible for pretty much every defensive touchdown by the Raiders. It felt that way. There was some defensive holding. There was pass interference. That one near the end. I just lost it. Once he committed that pass interference inside the 10, after a nice holding that the Lions gave us, he commits a pass interference on Calvin Johnson, and the game pretty much was over. It hurts. It just hurts. I don't know what else to say. Honestly, Matt Stafford, he was okay. You could say his stats were great, but he did not impress me very much. He could have hit his open receivers, and his receivers could have caught the ball for him. I thought our secondary was pathetic. That was the biggest negative this game. There was a lot of open receivers, and either Stafford did not see them, or he missed, or there was times the receivers didn't catch it. This game could have been a 1 or 2 possession lead for Detroit if they learned to catch the ball more. We gave them all these chances. I was disliking that a lot. Too many chances this game. You got to close it out. That third down where we threw it to Chaz Shillings, that also pissed me off. There was those little mistakes that I think Palmer overthrew the ball, but I didn't like the play call. I would have ran it to the 2-minute warning. If Bush doesn't get it, okay. But I thought Bush was running well that possession. We should have ran it on 3rd and 5. I would have ran the ball. I know hindsight's 20/20. It's easy to say that, but I don't know why we keep going for the home run. We did that against Houston. We did that against Chicago, and now we did it this third game. Every third down, trying to put the game away, and we actually try to throw the ball. It's only worked once out of 3 times. And unfortunately, this is not baseball batting averages where it's 33%. It's horrible. The third down defense was also pretty bad this game. A lot of the time, I think the Lions converted so many third downs this game. I think half of them were. Uh, once again, couldn't put the game away. There was that one nice positive was the goal line stand on fourth down. I did enjoy that. But this defense has given you a heart attack every time, and finally your heart gets stabbed. Eventually, I figured this was going to come back to haunt us, and it finally did. It took forever, but what can you do? The season's over. Even I know everyone else lost, but this was you had to win out, and I don't see it. At this point, we're playing for pride, and we got to play to win the game, regardless. What else did you see this game? I haven't seen any replays yet or any tape, so let me know if I missed anything. But it was painful. I know they had to adjust the play calling because of the defensive line Detroit has. They actually, they couldn't run up the gut. I understand why they weren't running up the gut as much as they would have normally done it. I could see why we passed the ball. It was working okay. Obviously, can't blame. I think the kick was blocked from Janikowski. From the angle I saw it at, I couldn't tell all the way, but the explosive play calling in the first half was a little nice, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. The defense in the clutch, this time it finally crumbled, and Stanford rout in the secondary. I still don't get how those lobbed plays just happen to fall and turn out to be a catch, because it was horrible. You're supposed to knock it down, and whatever they did, they failed at doing that. You can talk about the positives of Tommy Kelly forcing the strip and Curry getting for a touchdown there, but there was no pressure. In that final drive, there was no pressure on Matt Stafford, in my opinion. I didn't see any. They couldn't get to him. And once we couldn't get to him, he was given all the time in the world, and our receiver's finally going to be open. So let me know what you think of this game, what I missed and whatnot. I know a lot of trolls are just going to come out and laugh at this game all you want. I mean, hell, what can I say? There's not much else you can say when your team's going to let you down and break your heart the way that this game was, because my heart's been broken already too much this year. So we'll see you guys later. Go Raiders. But this season, so much what could have been. A lot of what could have been, but I don't know. I just don't see it anymore. See you guys later. Go Raiders.